6 to 9. You're about to have a really good time, and it's sure to make you smile. On the bus, in the car, on the AirPods without wires. Rank it up on the website, it's the Bad and Liam podcast. Bad and Liam podcast.
Well, g'day there, and welcome to episode 469, funny number. Imagine Double Doggin is the name of this episode. It's a real fun show, actually, today. There's lots of good gear in there, some stories that will make your skin crawl.
The other title that was up for contention was You're Jared, or maybe you saying I'm not Jared, also very funny.
You understand what that means. Yeah, you'll get to that a little bit later on. Enjoy the show. Hey, Ben, a few months back, my fiancée Sarah said, gee, we really need to re-silicone the shower. It's looking manky. And I went, yeah, I'll get right onto that. And I had no intention of getting onto that.
You wouldn't know where to begin with that.
I was like,
you got a caulking gun?
Yeah, I sort it. No, so I didn't have a caulking gun.
Yep.
But Sarah was the one who actually took the initiative. She went to Bunnings, she bought a caulking gun, she bought the silicone, and left it in a canvas bag next to the shower. Big hint.
Great.
Big hint.
Yeah.
That was there for a couple of months. I ended up moving it into the bath. It was there for so long.
Yeah.
So she comes up to me over the weekend and goes, I've cut the old silicone out, and now we, meaning me, need to re-silicone before we have another shower so the moisture doesn't get in. So I was like, she's bloody snooking me.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, how long can I go without having a shower at home? But I was like, you know what? No, look, I probably just gotta just do it. Yeah. Just get the job done. Look, I'm not really good with this sort of stuff. So on my first attempt, the silicone got stuck in the caulking gun.
What do you mean?
And it ended up like exploding out the back and got all over.
What do you mean?
I ruined one of my shirts.
Did you cut it open before you did it?
Well, I must admit, I thought if I just did it, the top would pop off. But yeah, okay. So what happened is, I didn't cut the top off because I thought, it'll just pop off like toothpaste. And what ended up happening is I was like putting a lot of pressure on it, and then it backfired, and the silicone went all over me, and it's really hard to get off your hands. Like I was scrubbing my hands for literally like half an hour.
Was it
my
water-based
hands
or
still
oil-based?
sore. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I didn't buy it in the first place, but either way, it took like so long to get off. And I ended up breaking the caulking gun because I couldn't get the thing out. So I ended up just smashing it. So I was like, oh hell, I'll have to go back to Bunnings, buy a new caulking gun, buy more silicone.
Yeah.
So I finally got back round 2, and then cut the top off this time.
Yep.
I almost cut my finger off in the process, I must admit.
Yep.
I literally, the sanding knife went through and I hit the top of my finger with the steel of the the grip of the sand lever. And I was like, geez, if that was a few centimeters ahead, see you later. But then I proceeded to do, this was yesterday, some of the worst craftsmanship known to man. I'm just handing over a photo now of my silicone around the shower to Ben. We might have to put that up on the Ben and Liam Instagram story.
What is wrong with you? People are going to hate that. Honestly, if you have ever done caulking in your life, or even if you just, what a corner should look like, that's horrible,
Well,
mate.
to be honest, it is pretty hard.
That's horrible.
But honestly, if I could describe it, it looks like a child has wiped their toothpaste along the corners.
It's so
And then the
bad.
other thing is, when I got there, I said, I was pretty proud of myself. I said to Sarah, I was like, what did I think of my silicone job? She was like, you bought the wrong colour. It's actually the wrong, white. It's the wrong colour of silicone.
You've got like super dark, I wouldn't even say grey, it's almost like a light black colour tile, and then you've gone for white silicone.
It's honestly heinous.
That's
so bad.
bad.
Literally. I'll probably have to cut it all out and
Did you not wipe your finger over it?
I didn't know you had to do that, I must admit.
Mate, that's really bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad that it's not a clean, if you peel that off, it'll take for ages to peel off. So what you do is you either just use your finger, or if you have some, if you get a bit of soapy water or even just regular water and a spray gun, you spray it, and then you run your finger over it because it won't stick to a wet finger, so that way it comes off super clean.
I see. So what I was doing is I was trying to use the gun to smooth it out, and then every time I'd put it on, it would take more out, and I'd have to put more on, and then I ended up with,
you are going to get roasted in the comments. We'll put that photo up on the Ben Liam Instagram, like Liam said. You're going to get destroyed.
Hey Liam, have you checked out whatif.com's top 10 winter weekenders yet?
Of course. How good's a what if tip?
You got Fraser Coast in there, Coral Coast, Bruny Island, Orange.
Book your winter getaway on the What If app.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
It's 6:10.
Hallelujah, it's 610.
Yep, the 610 quiz. Every single morning we do it. It's your chance to win a prize from the amazing and deep prize buckets,
Yeah, let me
Liam.
just have a little rustle around and see what's in here. What have we got here? Oh, yeah, after 2 long years, Beer and Barbecue Fest is back from the 15th to 17th of July at the Adelaide Showgrounds. You can get your tickets now at beerandbarbecuefest.com.au. If you win the quiz, you get 4 tickets to that bad boy. Good morning, Rachel in Aberfoyle Park. How was your weekend?
Morning. It was really good.
What'd you get up to?
Was working all of yesterday, but then hung out with the boyfriend on Saturday, so it was good.
Nice.
All right, well, let's kick in to the 610 quiz, shall we? First question. Hamish Blake won the Gold Logie last night for Lego Masters. What's the name of the giant version of Lego?
Duplo.
Oh, very good. I thought that would be a harder question.
Yeah.
People were shocked by the footage of Joe Biden falling off his bike over the weekend. What's he the president of?
Joe Biden is the president of, Russia.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, that's Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, that's Vladimir Putin.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologise.
No, sorry, Rach. No, hey. Maybe just read up on your world leaders. Maybe Tom from McGill can tell us who Joe Biden is and who he is the president of.
He's the president of the United States.
Yes, the literal leader of the free world.
Never fails to amaze me some of the answers we get in the 610 quiz.
Tom, Kim Kardashian has praised Kanye West on America's version of Father's Day for being the best dad. Who's your daddy?
And what does he do?
But no, who's your dad? Like, what's your dad's name?
John.
Yeah, well, hey, that leads nicely into our fourth question. A Jon Snow sequel series is in the works at HBO. Which TV show is Jon Snow from?
Game of Thrones.
Whoa. Billy Joel has announced he's coming to Australia for one show only. Unfortunately, it's in Melbourne, not Adelaide. Can you finish these lyrics?
Ooh, she's been singing in a downtown world.
What?
No, you thought about that way too hard.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
unfortunately not, Tom. Dale, I mean, come on, it's a classic. Uptown Girl, can you finish these lyrics?
She's been living in a rough down world.
Yeah, Dale. You're the Uptown Girl this morning. You're heading along to Beer and Barbecue Festival.
Yes, boy.
How good is that? You also get to pick the next song we play. So would you like to hear my tune this morning? Get dirty with more than one R.
Or, Dale, can I interest you in the Veronicas, perhaps?
I was losing myself, somebody else. Now I
Spoilt for choice, girl.
Oh, I've got to be honest, boys. I don't mind a bit of the Veronicas.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, no, who
okay.
doesn't? Who doesn't? Nothing to be ashamed of.
All right, this is the Veronicas. Everything I'm Not on Nova 919. Dale, you have a good morning, mate.
Yeah, cheers, buddy.
I was losing myself, somebody else. Now I see. Ben and Liam are in your head.
Bali, this Friday, we're heading. We've been talking a lot about it, but it's finally here. Register via the Nova Player app, and we could be calling you after 8 o'clock this morning, letting you know that you got to pack your bags and you got to get on your way. What do you do with... I've been to Bali before, but it's been a few years. Do you do you go to the bank here and get money out? Do you take, so you have the Indonesian currency?
You can get it out, but from my Bali experience is when you get there, you just go to an ATM and you get it out there. So
right.
So your bank card will work in their ATMs.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, I do remember that now. And what about with the phone thing? Are you more of a... Do you get the SIM card, or do you like just going, I just use the Wi-Fi, just whatever?
I don't like using the Wi-Fi because then if you're somewhere where there is no Wi-Fi, then you can get lost. So I just do the SIM card thing, which is usually pretty cheap. Over
so
there,
you
they do
go
prepaid.
there and you get...
Yeah, so when you get to you can do it at the airport, or I think it's a bit more expensive because that's how they get you. Or when you get to wherever you're going,
Yes.
there's SIM card places everywhere, and you just buy a new SIM card.
I'm just going to hang around you, I reckon. I'm sort of pretty bad with that sort of stuff. So
You can go on the back of my scooter.
Yeah, could we get one of those little papoose things that you put under your shirt to carry carry my passport and stuff. You can be like my holiday dad. Ben, there was something that happened on Friday's show that I really couldn't stop thinking about all throughout the weekend.
Are you talking about Carla?
I'm talking about Carla.
Yeah.
So Carla, she won the Friday meat race. She was the best call of the week. Bit of a wild card.
Yep.
And she sort of revealed to us last week that she had been listening for a long time. She used to listen to us when we used to work on Triple J, the national broadcaster, a couple of years back, and she's followed us over to Nova, which we appreciate.
Yeah, so that's why she got the Friday meat tray, because she was so full of beans.
Yeah.
She was a long time listener. We loved Carla, and we still do. We don't not love her.
Yeah. It was just like, it was just super awkward
It's just
what happened.
It was like very cringy.
Yeah. So, we used to do a segment with your grandpa, your poppy, Ben. Steve was his name. He was a bit of a card as well, Austrian guy. He used to like sing sort of the popular song of that week for us, because he was like a bit of an opera singer.
Yeah, he loved singing, so we would get him to sing like modern pop songs on the radio.
Yes, good green. And sometimes you'd just be talking to him and then you just burst out into a song.
Yep.
And unfortunately, last week he passed away, Ben.
Yep.
And you left the show like a little bit early. I sort of just covered for you for the last little bit on Wednesday because you were at his funeral.
Yeah, so he passed away Monday week.
Yeah.
And then the funeral was on the following Wednesday, which was last Wednesday.
Yeah, which is, it was sad. But obviously I don't think we maybe had him on Nova one time.
Yep.
We don't really talk about him a lot on the show.
He hasn't been mentioned on air for 2 years.
So it made it even weirder when this happened on Friday.
Now I want to ask Ben something.
Yeah.
How's your granddad?
Well, he's passed away.
Oh,
It's unfortunate that you mention it now because he did have his funeral 2 days ago.
Yeah,
so.
but that's all right, Carl.
I'm sorry.
I thought she was doing a bit. I thought that she had a really raw sense of humour. And
she'd heard the off-air podcast or something.
Yeah, I thought she had a dark sense of humour.
How's he doing, eh? So it was
out of all the weeks to ask.
Literally, it would have been if she'd asked the week earlier, we'd be like, oh, geez, I haven't thought of Poppy for a while. He's doing well, And we'd have to explain that he used to do a segment, but
We've done this before, but we love doing it. When did you put your foot in it, like Carla? When did you absolutely put your foot in it? 13, 24, 10.
Doing a classic, when's the baby due? Oh,
yeah.
I've got a big belly.
Yeah. 13, 24, 10. Give us a buzz. When did you put your foot in it?
Producer Bell, you've been dragged in. Apparently you had one the other day.
Do you not remember it?
No.
You'll remember it as soon as she tells it, because it's so funny. Belle, good morning.
Hi.
You don't want to tell it, but if you don't tell it, I will. But
the dog
please.
thing?
Yeah, the dog.
Oh, now I remember. Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, well, we were talking about dog breeds. I think there was a story in the news about top breeds and stuff.
Yeah.
And the
the
most
top
popular,
breed was the Shih Tzu.
Yes, it was like a Shih Tzu cross something.
Yeah.
And you say, it's those little white fluffy yappy dogs, and I said, they are the most annoying and
they're
pointless
so
dogs.
gross,
ugly
so
and crusty,
useless.
yuck. You were really going
as
in on
you were
them.
saying it, you remembered that Andy, who we work with, has one. You're like, you know what? That's actually not that bad.
He was sitting right next to me at the time, and I went, actually, some of them are good.
You did the live pivot. You were ripping on it,
everyone
and then you
saw what was
realised
happening.
and pivoted.
You know what? I would say 50%, not even, maybe 30. A small minority are pretty crusty. But the rest,
I'm going to double down, though. Andy, I'm sorry. Those dogs are so stupid.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Well, I'm sorry to all our Shih Tzu listeners this morning.
Shelley joins us. Good morning, Shelley. When did you put your foot in it?
Morning. So I worked with a lady that her dogs just meant the world to her. They were like her children. And we're at a Christmas function thing, so I'm trying to make small talk. So I turn around, I'm like, how are your dogs going? And she just looked at me and just started crying, was like, one of them died. We found her in the pool. We don't know if she had a heart attack or if she drowned. Turned out when I was on holidays, she had taken time off because she was so upset because she found the dog in the pool dead. And I had no idea.
Oh, Shelley. You're not to know that, though, because you had time off.
And that is sad. That is
so sad. It's not even like it's passed away of old age. It's horrible circumstances.
That's nasty.
Oh.
Sorry to hear, Shelley.
Great story, though.
Should have read your staff emails, eh?
Rose, good morning. When did you put your foot in it?
Hi, how you going? Good. So I was pregnant with my first child, and I bumped into a lady that I used to work with. I was with my colleague, and she said, congratulations when you're due. And I, had that big conversation. I said, yeah, you too. She goes, I'm not pregnant. And I looked at her and I said, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. But she looked like she had that pregnant belly look. I know, it's horrible. And never, ever again have I ever said to anybody, oh, when are you due? Because you go through that in-between stage as well.
What you do, though, is you compound it when they say, I'm not pregnant, and you go, but you've got the belly.
You double down and go, you sure? You look like 30 weeks pregnant. Because that's the thing, I get what you mean. Like, a pregnant belly is different, too.
Yeah,
and normally only men get the pregnant belly. With you know how, like, that
too many beers.
Dad gut.
It's very
like
tight.
Bloated.
It's a tight dad gut.
Yeah, like you feel like if you popped it with a pencil, it would explode. Yeah, for sure. Shandy joins us now. Did you put your foot in it?
G'day, how you going?
Good.
My girlfriend and I, her name was Wendy, we had to go to a university graduation, and there was this woman that was there. She was definitely in her 50s, and she had this really short mini dress on, and she had these really dangly earrings.
Yeah.
And I said to Wendy, my God, have a look at that woman. Doesn't she look shocking with that mini dress and dangly earrings? And she goes, yes, that's my mum.
That's a good one.
Feel the pain.
That's my mum.
And she's still a friend to this day, but oh my God, never lived that down.
Ooh,
that's
Shandy.
Awesome, Shandy. Oh God, that's so brutal.
That's my mum. Anika, good morning. When did you put your foot in it?
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So I worked in one of those drive-through convenience stores. It was a long weekend, and a guy came through with a car full of stuff. I was like, oh, where are you headed for the long weekend? And he's like, nah, mate, I just left my wife. I felt absolutely terrible.
No, I live in this car now. No. I'm just here to get some deodorant, actually.
Ben and Liam, dopamine for your ears.
Tommy Rehn, g'day, good morning. How you doing?
Hello, boys. Always good to be here on a Monday morning.
Well, you're up sprightly. Did you have the red eye from the Gold Coast of the Logies last night? Or did Hello SA get a nod?
No, we didn't. Got a bit of work to do there. So, but you know what? If I don't get on the list next year, that's it. I'm boycotting.
You're done.
That's because I've never been invited.
Oh, you've never been to
Haven't been.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Ben and I have been in radio for 10 years. We've never been to the Australian Commercial Radio Awards. We've just been to the Bilbies, which is the South Australian Community Radio Awards. And yes, we did pick one up. So, our awards cabinet's also collecting a little bit of dust, Tommy. So, nothing to be ashamed of.
Now, look, going from TV, the Logies, over to sport, Port got the win, which is amazing, but there was a couple of injuries from the Port and the Crows game.
Well, the Crows game in particular, wasn't that sickening? I don't know if you saw it yesterday. The Will Powell injury, when he did his leg on the boundary, that is as nasty an injury as I've ever seen.
Oh, my goodness. That is horrific. They're going to have to stop play for that, surely.
That's a dislocated knee.
They need to get the stretcher out there and stop play.
Surely. I'd love if the other commentator went, nah, they wouldn't have back in the day. He just got to run around with that floppy leg.
Magic spray and he'll be right to go.
So what was the actual, because he said knee in that, but I thought it was ankle. What was it?
It looked like ankle to me.
Ankle, yeah.
And look, he got sent off to hospital, as you can imagine, straight away, but that's his season done. It looked like the Nathan Brown one. I don't know if you remember from about 8 or 9 years ago where the leg just went the wrong way.
It's that thing as well where obviously, the cameras are constantly trying to pick up all the game, but obviously they've moved the injury and then someone's gone, cut that, and they just had to. So if you're an eagle-eyed viewer, you might have noticed his leg was on backwards. If not, you might not have, because they had to cut away pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That was very graphic.
It was nasty, and look, unfortunately, the Crows couldn't capitalise. Still lost. Port Adelaide, you're right, an amazing performance. They've been so good since that 0-5 start. That's their best win of the season, but again, it comes at a cost. Zach Butters, who I think is one of their best players, he goes down with a knee injury, probably a month. And Brent Teakle, the mid-season pickup, he looked
good, didn't he? He looked really good.
Really good. Strong, wasn't intimidated, and then he goes for a big hip and shoulder. You think, great, did beautifully, broken collarbone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those seasons, I think, for Port where every couple of steps they take forward, 2 steps back.
And from injuries to scandals, my goodness, all this Goey behaviour seems to be the news story. The footage of him in a Bali nightclub came out, and I mean, it sort of mirrors some of the stories we're hearing about him end of last year, and I think the club momentarily dropped him.
This is the problem. So I've got no issue with the player going on holiday. They deserve their days off, and I think they do cop a lot of scrutiny. And he's come out and said basically to the media, "Lay off."
Yep.
Get it, understand it. The problem is, he's got form, and the other problem is he's coming out of contract and chasing, $800,000-$900,000 a season.
Yeah.
After going to New York and getting in huge amounts of trouble, getting himself and the club, a bad name. There's a time and a place, and I reckon you've just got to read the tea leaves. He's read this one poorly.
I don't know what club's going to want him after that, except for Collingwood. You know what I mean? It feels like he'd be a fit there.
And he just looks like his name is literally Goey. Like he looks like a party animal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that being said, we are heading to Bali this weekend. So if you would like to be in Ben and myself scandal video, you can register via the Nova Player app. And of course, that's thanks to What If, the best team to get you to the big game. What If, of course, it's Aussie for travel. Visit whatif.com now to plan your next trip.
Tommy Rehn, thank you very much.
Great stuff. Thanks, boys.
Ben and Liam love you.
Good morning, Adelaide. Ben, are you familiar with the dish Sancho Bao?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure every person in the world is.
Yeah, well, it's the lettuce cup and you got some meat in it, basically.
Yeah.
Well, there's a restaurant in Melbourne that was charging extra for the lettuce in the Sancho Bao, which is kind of like the lettuce kind of is the Sancho Bao. Like
That's
it's kind of
wild.
It's like if you were ordering a taco, but then you were charged extra for the shell.
It's like getting a hot dog and getting charged extra for the dog.
Yeah. The dog just comes a part of the hot dog.
Yeah.
That's why it's in the name.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted a double dog, which is like,
I've never met anyone do that, but I would like to meet someone one day who gets a double dog.
Imagine just looking over and seeing someone at the footy or something just double dogging. Oh, that's a lot of meat. Ben, when you think of the suburb Globe Derby, what do you think of?
I think of the Trot Park with the horses.
Yeah, and weirdly, people live behind it. Like there is houses behind Globe Derby, if you didn't know, like adjacent to Port Wakefield Road, and that's where a lot of the people used to live when they started the trots.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been there before for like a work thing. Well, Globe Derby is now globally famous. It's made news around the world because they've got this flash new bike path, right? It's pretty nice. And SA Power Networks have decided to chuck a giant Stobie pole right in the middle of the bike track. So if you had a bit of a flow on, you'd have to stop. You'd have to get off your bike, get onto the grass, take your bike around, and get back onto the track.
Yep. I reckon if you had any sort of ability whatsoever, you'd probably be able to stay on the bike.
Yeah, it's true.
And just ride off the path and back on.
Not if you're Joe Biden.
Yeah.
That's, we all saw him falling over the weekend.
But no, it is. So it's a Stobie pole, which, here in SA are designed to kill you.
Well, that's it. Like, every other state in Australia, if you didn't know, like obviously the Stobie pole's made out of wood, bit of give. Because if you crash your car into it, obviously the Stobie might go down. Here, we have too many issues with our power going out anyway, so we've made it out of steel and cement, so it will slice through you, but at least the power won't go out.
So now Globe Derby is known for having the Stobie pole in the middle of the bike path.
And to be fair, unless something bad happens at the trots, Globe Derby rarely getting in the news, and now this is pretty big for them.
The last time Globe Derby was in the news was probably when AC/DC played there.
I think so, yeah. Everyone's dad went to that concert. Yeah. You always hear about it. But yeah, they are literally, people are reading about them in America this morning.
Well, you're from Golden Grove, Liam. What would you say Golden Grove is known for?
It's where Guy Sebastian's from.
Yep.
So, yeah, his family still live there, and, he was a teacher at King's Baptist, and I saw him at a petrol station there once. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I would say two wells for me. Obviously, it's the two wells, that there actually are two physical wells there.
Yeah, and as we said, it's known for that, but, you'd be excused for not knowing that there's two wells in two wells.
Fun fact about two wells is there used to be a third well.
Really?
There used to be a third well, but it's no longer there.
So that was when it was three wells, though, so a lot of people don't know that.
Yep.
That last bit was a joke, just in case anyone wanted to look that up. 13, 24, 10. What's your suburb famous for?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe someone's from there, or, Andy, producer Andy, you're from the Hallett Cove. You've got the famous Sugarloaf.
Yeah, the Sugarloaf is a tourist attraction of Hallett Cove. That's what we're famous for. Or the skate park.
Wow, okay. Well, I'm not sure if you take offense to this being from that area, but I do think the Sugarloaf isn't a great attraction. It's pretty rubbish.
It's just a rock, right? It's a rock that looks it's a rock that looks like sugar.
Give us a buzz. 13 24 10. What is your suburb famous for?
We are joined now by Abby, our brand new newsreader who's just started this morning.
Good morning.
Abby.
Good
Welcome.
morning, everyone.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
What is your suburb famous for?
So I am from Seaford, and I guess the most famous thing, we just have a really great beach.
I don't think I've
right.
ever been to the beach at Seaford, I must
What?
admit.
Is it a busy beach?
It's where all the surfers go. It's really good surf.
Yeah,
That's
So-
why we haven't been there.
We're not really surfing.
I couldn't tell. But anyway.
I'm from Golden Grove, Ben. Obviously, it's famous because Guy Sebastian is from there. You were from Two Wells?
Yeah, which of course literally has 2 wells, and then also to get to the wells, there's a fun path, and you can get your family name as a brick in the path.
Oh, right.
And there's also a giant tank on the main road.
Yeah, Ben's very familiar with the tank.
Cass joins us
first.
now in Happy Valley. Good morning, Cass.
Hey guys, how are you?
Not too bad. What's Happy Valley famous for?
Come on, who doesn't know the big Happy Valley Reservoir that's opened up?
The what,
I
sorry?
must admit, I didn't know that.
The Happy Valley Reservoir, a giant 11-kilometre track.
Okay, cool. So what is that, a walking track?
Yeah, so it's the Happy Valley Reservoir has opened, I think it was about early this year, maybe late last year.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely amazing. People can go fishing, kayaking, I do believe.
Is the
really
Happy
lovely.
Valley Reservoir, is that the one where there used to be, like in the 1850s, there was a town and they flooded it
I think
for the
that's
reservoir?
the SA water thing in Hope Valley.
Hope Valley, that's the one. If you didn't know that,
Yes.
that's a real thing. You can Google it and there's photos. But they had to flood this town. It was an old town. And some days when the water's low enough, you can still see the tip of the church.
Yeah, I broke in there once. It is like as a kid.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
funny to do that as a
Yeah.
kid. But it's like very much like
Isn't there a lot of boar in there?
yes, I got chased by a boar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would have had, no shoulder to cry on if I was trespassing.
Sean also joins us in Hallett Cove. Good morning, Sean. What is Hallett Cove famous for?
It's actually my old suburb, Murray Bridge.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually containing the first ever bridge spanning the Murray River.
Yes.
Hence the Murray Bridge.
Yes.
That is how it got its name.
Yep. Also very famous for the bunyip as well.
Well, yes. Yeah, true. You put a coin in and it comes out of the water and scares the kids. Julie, you're from Findon. What's Findon famous for?
Happy Monday, guys. Of course, the Findon Skid Kids.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. I am familiar. Wasn't this some sort of BMX gang in the 1980s that sort of started in the Skid Kids?
And still going.
Still going, and you have like a special patch, and they do a thing where they like go through a firewall, right? Like your initiation is you have to ride through fire.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
It was the highlight of the Royal Show.
Did they used to perform at the Royal Show?
They did.
You know what? We actually, to be honest, I remember someone told us about this like a couple of years ago, and we've been trying to
Track down
We've been
the
trying to
Findon Skid
find the
Kids,
Findon
yeah.
Skid Kids because Ben and I wanted to do the flame wall initiation.
You riding through a wall of flame would be so fun.
And then I think they we were going to do it at like
because
basically they couldn't find a spot.
Yeah, we couldn't get the licenses or the insurance, so we had to do it on private property. So I said we'll go to Mum and Dad's house and do it because they'll let us.
That's right. And then I think we had a bit of troubles getting it through the Nova legal
No,
thing.
I think COVID was a big thing then, and then it couldn't happen because there was too many people getting together.
Would you like to see that, Julie? Would you like to see Ben and I riding through a wall of flames?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Watch this space. We're going to go to Bali, and then after that, we're going to ride through flames.
Josh joins us now in Ranella. Good morning, Josh. What's your suburb famous for?
Well, we've got the iconic takeaway corner.
Oh,
yeah.
of course,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
like the biggest Zambreros you've
Yep.
ever seen. It's like almost
Yeah.
like Zambreros the size of a shopping centre,
Yeah.
and you get your Maccas,
Yep.
you got your
Yep.
HJs there.
Yep.
Is there a Subway there, Josh, out of interest?
Maybe you go and find out.
Okay.
Look, I'm fast
do
becoming
know-
the only fan of Subway
we
here.
do know that on the show, Liam is the Subway guy. I'm surprised you didn't know if there was one there or not.
Literally, I was the KFC guy, but it does seem like Subway are paying me to sort of rebrand myself as it. But no, I have just been trying to eat a little bit more Subway this year.
You know what's funny? I've forgotten the guy's name, but you're that new Subway guy.
I don't want to be the new Subway guy.
You're Jared.
I don't want to be Jared.
You're Jared.
No, I'm not Jared. We're going to stop peddling that now. He is not a guy you want to be compared to.
You're Jared.
I'd like to lose the amount of weight Jared did, but I would like nothing else to do. I'd like to get free Subway like Jared, but I would not like.
Liam Pod Men Cast. Wait, I said that wrong. Ben and Liam Podcast.
Now, Ben, you've heard of magnets, right?
Yes.
And you've heard of trams.
Yes.
What about magnet trams?
Well, that's just crazy.
Well, that's what they're proposing. From North Adelaide over the new King William Road Bridge, a trackless tram where there'll be like magnets underneath the road and magnets in the tram, and it will sort of, I don't know how it will work.
The thing that scares me about magnet trams is it seems to me like, well, that makes sense. Like, I can get that it floats, but then how do they stop that? You know
Well, that's
what I mean?
it. And, like, you know, if you've got, you know, like your phone in your pocket, you're going to get stuck to the road and the tram's going to come over you. Like, I don't know.
All your bank cards going to stop working?
Well, these are the questions we're going to start asking ourselves before we build this big bloody magnet tram.
Blanc.
What's trending?
Trending all over the internet.
Twitter.
Instagram. Welcome to Facebook.
Hey guys, well, as we know, it was the night of nights in Australia. The Logies were on yesterday. And let's talk Gold Logie first. Hamish Blake took it out for his second time. For Lego Masters, he also won Most Popular Presenter. I mean, we saw that one coming, yeah? Like...
It's pretty hard to knock out Blake, that's for sure.
I like when Tom Gleeson wins it because he doesn't care about it. I remember when Tom Gleeson won a couple of years ago and he put it as the tow ball on his car.
And he has just such a standard car as well. He just drives a Commodore, he's a pretty casual guy.
Well, if you missed it, we had Most Popular Actor was Guy Pearce, Most Popular Actress was Kitty Flanagan, Gogglebox, my personal favourite category, Gogglebox won Most Popular Entertainment Program, beating Hard Quiz, so Tom Gleeson, The Voice and The Masked Singer.
Do you think at this point now he's won his second one, do you think Andy's like, like he's sort of waiting for his sort of...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's got the 100, he's got the...
To be fair, though, the 100, it's not the best show in the world.
Yeah, no, I think, look, Andy gets it.
I think so. I think Andy's pretty happy
hype man,
with where he's at in life. I reckon he's pretty happy.
He's a good Robin to Batman.
Yeah,
for sure. But I mean, I reckon if he gets to third, there might be cracks starting to show in the relationship.
And concerns are flooding in for the 79-year-old US President Joe Biden after he fell off his bike on the weekend. We can laugh about it. He's okay. He just went for a Saturday morning bike ride. A few onlookers were there, of course. He stopped. He went over to say hi, and as he did, his foot got stuck in the pedal, and he stacked it.
How can we trust this guy with the nuclear launch codes? He can't be trusted without his training wheels. He literally. The funny thing is, it's not like he had a bit of a speed wobble. But he stopped and then just couldn't get his leg out of the clip and just fell to the side.
You know when you get to that certain age when someone gets so old that they know they're falling, but they can't react fast enough to get an arm or a leg
Everyone
out.
sees it. I also love his security detail. Would have just assumed he's been sniped or something. They're like, no, he just couldn't get out of his bike clip. It's all good.
And there's now fines that are being handed out for people who urinate in the sea. You may be fined up to $1,000 over in Spain at all of its popular beaches if you go in waist deep into the water. This is what they're looking out for.
That wouldn't stop me.
They will, Liam, they will fine you $1,000. It does say it's not clear how law enforcement officers will know, but that's what they're on the lookout for. If you look a bit sus going into the water up to waist height...
It's just fear-mongering. I'm a sea weir. I'm a pool weir, in fact.
Are you really?
You don't wear in the pool?
No.
The chlorine will take care of it.
Yeah, mate, I'm with you.
I'm a spa weir. I don't care.
But it's...
spa. I draw the line at spa.
I can imagine all of us three just doing a bit of a Barley What's trending in a spa at the end of the week, and I'm gonna drink about 9 bintangs in a row, and then everyone will go, hang on, Liam hasn't been up to go to the toilet yet, and I'll go, remember what I told you on Monday?
Hope you're having a pod blast with the podcast.
Yep, that's right, Liam. We've been talking about it now for weeks and weeks. Your chance to come to Bali with us just by getting the Nova Player app, registering. Then if you hear your name get called out on the radio and you call back within 20 minutes, you're on the shortlist.
Yeah. You might be like, oh, I'm jealous. That's annoying. They're going to Bali. But, you got to be in it to win it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And look, we are giving away a whole stack of trips, so make sure you register. In fact, if you had already, we could be calling you right now.
Yeah, the exciting thing about this is it goes right up until Friday. So even if this isn't your phone ringing right now, you can still win it on Friday, and we leave on Friday.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So there is a number in front of us. If this person answers their phone, they're going to have to pack their bags. Hopefully they got a passport in date because they are going to be getting aboard Flight 919.
Hello, Zoe speaking.
Oh, g'day, Zoe. It's your captain's Ben Land speaking. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I just wanted to do a quick check. Do you have a passport in date?
Yeah?
Well, you're going to need it because on Friday you're boarding the flight to Bali.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, all right.
Have you got to, like, take work off and stuff, or what do you have to organise?
Everything.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
What do you do for work?
I'm a restaurant manager for McDonald's.
Well, you tell them that they got to find someone else to do it because we are having Bali Maccas.
So
they have rice in their meals over there. I've tried it before.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this.
So we know that you're married. Are you going to be bringing your husband?
Well, we're waiting to confirm whether he can get time off.
Oh?
He's in the police force, so otherwise I'll bring someone else, that's fine.
All right, so who's next on the list, do you reckon, if your husband can't come?
Either a friend or my sister-in-law.
Hey, even though your husband's a cop, he's not like a snitch, is he? He's not like he's not going to get in the way of the fun, is he?
I hope not.
Oh, yeah, same. No, it's going to be so good. Look, we're going to get our hair braided together.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go to Watermon Park. We're going to drink off the bintang.
Yep.
Is there anything else on your hit
Bali
list?
to do list?
Is there something that you'd like to do?
Oh, I have no idea. I wanted to do whitewater rafting, but I'm going to Cairns soon for work, so we're doing that in Cairns. So I have no idea.
Okay.
yeah, well,
are you at work at the moment?
Yeah, I am.
Because-
And my big boss is sitting in the office with me.
I heard that noise that I hear at Macca's. Is it when the chips are ready? What's that siren
It
sound?
goes like,
That was a burger coming up on the screen.
It's so funny because I could hear it in the background.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely. I've been to a fair few Maccas in my life, and I know the sound of a Maccas when I hear one.
All right, Zoe, we'll let that sink in, but you are coming to Bali.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
All right.
So exciting. Well, look, we're going to get to know each other very, very well. So you've done all the right things. You've registered via the Nova player. You heard your name. You called back within 20 minutes. And now you are off the standby list. You are officially the first person on the flight.
We'll see you on Friday.
Oh my God, thank you.
No worries. See you, Zoe.
Bye.
And that's the end of the Ben and Liam podcast. We are technically on holidays for the next couple of weeks, like after this week. So we're doing the whole Bali trip in our holidays. And like, just so you know, we're not doing the show from Bali.
No, but I'd say keep across the socials because there'll be a lot of stuff
I think
on
we'll
the
be putting a
socials.
lot up on the socials. And what we'll be doing is recording things to play out on the show when we get back.
Yep.
So rather than, just us broadcasting from Bali and then people just being like, oh, that sucks, I'm not in Bali. It's more just like, hey, when we were there, we did this thing.
Yep.
But I was thinking, like, maybe when we're there, I wonder if we do our own sort of
Bali
podcast,
pod.
like a bungalow boys pod. Or
What would
like,
we record it on?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like, we'll just be like our phones or something, or
I guess.
just sort of like Bintang boys, and it's just like, at the end of the day, just have a couple of Bintangs.
Even if
even
if it wasn't great audio and we just recorded it on our phones,
and it's like,
and we uploaded that, I reckon people would still enjoy that.
and call it like the Bintang Diaries.
The
or something.
Bintang Diaries,
Day
yeah.
one.
Yeah. I'm keen for that.
Okay, so
All
we'll workshop that this week.
Would you like a fun story, Liam?
Yeah, I'd love a fun story.
So, see that scab on my hand there? It's just on the top of my hand.
That's pretty sore.
So my wife Sam, so we've got like downlights in the house.
Yeah.
And you can have like different coloured lights. So there's like warm light, which is kind of like yellowy.
Yes.
And then there's very white light, which is
like hospital lights.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we had it on the kind of hospital lights when we first renovated the front part of the house because it was all white and fresh and looked really nice. And then as the house kind of like got dirtier and stuff, we were like, oh, maybe we'll
just warm it up a
She
bit.
wanted it to go to so there's three options. There's warm, cold, and then there's like kind of the middle.
And then you put cellophane over it and have like a drug house.
Yeah. So she wanted it to be like the kind of middle one.
Okay.
So I started taking all the downlights down one by one and changing it. It took too long. So I was like, I'll get up in the roof. So I got up in the manhole. And that way I just like walked around the roof cavity and I just turned them all from up the top way quicker. And while I was up there, I noticed that, I've got ivy at the front of my house.
Yeah.
The ivy was growing like up into the roof cavity.
Well, that's not good.
So then I had to like pull all the ivy off the roof.
Yeah.
And while I was doing that, I cut my hand.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a fun story.
Well, I think it was fun, not funny.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Yeah,
I never said funny story.
That's fun fact. That's every time we get like email, like growing up when we were like doing our radio show, and like we'd get big bosses from companies to listen to our show. The thing that would come up quite often is fun, not funny. Like that would always be like in the email somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I think it's fun. It's just not
funny.
Yeah. That blows my mind. Like I'm like that. You're in your roof pulling out ivy. Like meanwhile, I'm like battling with a silicone gun, trying to. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
We're just very different people.
Yeah,
We're very different
that's
people.
why it works.
And that's it.
Yeah.
If we were living together, what you'd be doing is you'd be
Yep.
keeping the place all nice.
Yep.
and I'd be talking to the guests when they come over.
And that would work just fine with me.
Because we'd have dinner parties and you'd sit there and like not talk to anyone.
But then we would both enjoy playing PlayStation.
That's it. That's true.
Yep.
That's true. Yeah.
Very
Should we bring the PlayStation to Bali or?
I don't want
you'd be in the,
damage
on
it in
the
transit.
Beach and stuff. Well, I can bring mine.
Yeah.
Normally how it works.
Yeah, great, yeah.
Ben doesn't want to hurt his system.
Well, I don't trust putting it in transit.
I think I'm actually slowly powering down on the PlayStation front.
Yeah.
I think I've finally gone, FIFA's not actually healthy for me.
It's wild for you, though, that you can power down PlayStation because, like, there's just one game you like. Whereas with me, I get bored of games after a while, but then I just get a new game.
Yeah, so I don't really play anything other than that game. So I'm like, I actually want to play a different game.
Yeah. I with games because I can never move on from a game until I've fully finished it. Otherwise, I feel like it's
as in all the side quests as well.
Everything, yeah. But
really,
so sometimes I'll get sick of a game, but I'm still committed to finishing it because I can't leave it unfinished. Because what if it gets really good at the end?
Yeah, okay.
But then that's the stage I'm at the moment with Ghost of Tsushima. Love it, amazing game. But I'm definitely I'm 70 hours into it now.
Jesus.
And and I've bought a Switch recently, so I really want to play Zelda.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm almost cheating because I'm in this current game relationship with Ghost of Tsushima, but my eyes wandering to Zelda.
Yeah, your newly lasered eyes have, focusing on Zelda. Yeah, no, that's an interesting one. I reckon I could count on maybe one hand the games I finished. I finished Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yep.
I finished Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep.
I finished the first 2 Assassin's Creeds. And I finished Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yep.
So that's pretty much as deep as my gaming goes.
Not bringing the PlayStation, but I'm pretty sure we are going to bring the Switch to Bali.
Oh,
so
cool.
on the plane, Sam and I are going to play Mario Kart.
Well, I know Stranger Things is dropping while we're there, so I'm planning on the way home to watch that whole back half of season 4.
Oh, so they've only done the first part of Stranger Things?
Yeah, but 1st of July, part 2 drops.
Oh, cool.
So it's pretty much perfect for the plane home.
Yeah, sweet.
And then that's it forever, I think. That's it. That's done.
Yep.
So, yeah, they did a bit of a Ozark. They just broke it in half.
Yeah.
A couple of months just to keep the chat going.
I'd say Harry Potter was the first one to do that.
Yeah.
Part one
hang on.
It could have just
part
been
1 and 2.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Part 1, okay.
Yeah.
Part 2, great.
Heated up.
Got real hot, didn't it?
Anyway, look, this has gone long enough. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.